This practice is called loving kindness for a loved one. So allowing yourself to settle into a comfortable position. This might be sitting or it could be lying down. Really taking some time and trouble to set yourself up in a way that will really support you and you'll feel comfortable in for the duration of this practice. Maybe taking a few moments just to shift and to settle. And if you'd like to, perhaps gently closing your eyes or lowering the gaze. And if you'd like to, you might experiment with putting either one hand or two hands over your heart area, or perhaps another place on the body, just making some gesture that is soothing, comforting perhaps. And we do this as a reminder, not only to bring awareness to ourselves, but a really loving awareness, a kindly, affectionate awareness to our experience and to ourselves during this practice. So perhaps just taking a moment or two to experiment with what feels soothing, placing a hand somewhere, perhaps even just cupping your face in your hand, or hand on the heart or across the tummy. Maybe even just gently resting the hands one in the other. And so as you settle into the position that you've taken up, and settle into this moment, really allowing yourself to be fully here for this practice, inviting you to bring to mind a person or another living being who quite naturally makes you smile. So this could be a child, your grandmother, or somebody who's been particularly influential in your life. Maybe you don't even need to know them personally. Maybe some teacher you followed. Or it could even be a pet, it could be a cat or a dog. Just another living being who quite naturally brings a sense of happiness to your heart. You have a sense of feelings of warmth towards them. So just spending a few moments, just selecting or settling on who this might be. And perhaps noticing if there's any internal conversation going on about, oh, I can't find anybody who quite fits that bill, but it doesn't have to be exact or perfect. Just somebody or some pet, some animal who just generally invokes a sense of warmth from you. And now just letting yourself feel what it's like to be in that person's presence or that animal's presence. A sense of what it's like when you're together or imagining yourselves together. Just allowing yourself to really settle into a sense of experiencing their good company. So in this way, really creating a vivid image in your mind's eye, just what it might be like to be with this other being right now. And as you bring this image to your mind and you dwell in a sense of good company, good feeling of being with this other living being, maybe just having a sense of the breath coming and going in the back, as a background to this. Just feeling that gentle rhythm of the breath, in breath and out breath. It's a kind of backdrop to this practice, supporting you. So here you are, the gentle rhythm of the breath coming and going. And you're dwelling with good feelings of being in the company of this particular other living being. And recognizing now how this being, in common with all of us, wishes to have a sense of ease in life, an aspiration, perhaps to live well, maybe to be free from suffering, just like you and just like every other living being. So this isn't about wishing the world were other than it were, other than it is. Life is often tricky. But it's more about setting an intention that this being that you hold in such warm regard may, in the midst of life, may experience a degree of ease or a sense of happiness. So finding some words, some phrases that might capture that. In your mind's eye, just repeating these softly and gently, really feeling the sincerity of your intention towards this other being. So it may be something like, in the midst of all life brings, may you experience happiness. May you find some peace. Be healthy. May you have some ease of being. Really having a sense of offering these sentiments, these words to this other being. This is a direct wish from you for them. So may you experience happiness. May you know peace. Be healthy. Experience some ease of being. And whenever you notice that your mind has wandered, just returning to this moment, maybe even tuning in first of all to the rhythm of the breath once more. And then returning to the words, to the image of this loved one, this other being that you have in mind. Really allowing yourself to savour any warm feelings that may arise. Just taking your time. Just dwelling in a sense of warm wishing, well wishing for this other living being. And now you might like to add yourself to the circle of goodwill. So now getting a real sense of an image of yourself in the presence of this other being. So consciously visualizing the two of you there together. So including yourself in the well-wishing. Again, not wishing that life is other than how it is, but in the midst of all that life brings us. May we experience some happiness. May we know peace. Be healthy. May we experience some ease of being. Just letting the sentiments and the words just envelop you. Sense of being included in this well-wishing for you and for this other living being. A sense of we, in common with all living beings, an aspiration for such things. So may we experience some happiness, some peace, may we be healthy. May we have some ease of being. And feeling free to adapt the phrases or substitute other phrases if these don't quite fit for you. The intention is simply to capture a sense of goodwill, of well-wishing for you and for this other, this loved one, this other being. Now moving to the next phase of the practice. So consciously letting go of the image of the other being and letting the full focus of your attention rest directly on yourself. If your hand has dropped, you might like again to put your hand over your heart or place it in some other kindly gesture. So feeling the warmth, the gentle pressure of your hand. And visualizing your whole body in your mind's eye. Just here in this moment, bringing kindness to yourself. Offering yourself the phrases. So amidst all that life brings, may I experience some happiness, some peace. Be healthy. And live with some ease. Maybe noticing if there's any stress or uneasiness that lingers with you in offering yourself these things, and letting go of any striving and just allowing yourself to form an easy relationship with this. No need to get it right. Just offering the phrases and seeing how they land. So may I experience some happiness. No peace. Be healthy. Experience some ease of being in life. No worries if this is challenging, if it's hard to bring these sentiments to yourself. Just noticing that difficulty and holding that with a compassionate and kindly awareness too. There's no getting it right or getting it wrong. So turning the attention now back to the breath again and just resting quietly in your own body. Accepting whatever your experience it is, just exactly as it is. You may be feeling goodwill and compassion, or perhaps you may not. It really doesn't matter. This is more about simply setting an intention to open our hearts and see what happens. So just spending the last few moments of this practice gently being with yourself, resting into the rhythm of the breath coming and going. And then just allowing the sound of the bell to arrive at your ears, marking the close of this practice.